Hey everyone, welcome to today's video, where I'm going to talk about some of my favorite tips for beginners and newbies who have just gotten their hands on the Insta360 X3. For those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Jordan Hetrick, and I'm the best-selling author of books about how to use action cameras. And my latest book is written specifically for the Insta360 X3. In this video, I just want to help you get past the hurdles of understanding how a 360 camera works to see if it's right for you. The best way I thought I could do this is to just show you the basics of setting up your camera, recording 2 clips, and editing those clips together so they're ready to go. Along the way, I'm going to share some of my favorite tips for beginners and newbies to give you more knowledge and insight into how this camera works. For those of you who are looking for a more in-depth beginner's guide, I also have one of those on my channel that shows how to set up your camera and goes through all of the different modes. But in this video, I'm just going to show you 2 of my favorite modes and keep it really simple for you. The first step is to just think about what subject you want to film. So I'm just going to have you film 2 different clips, and you can really film anything, whether it's a scenic shot or one of your friends, or you can just film yourself doing almost nothing. And with the editing tools available for the Insta360 X3, even that can look exciting. I would recommend for now that you choose something out of the water, because when you dip your camera underwater, even though it is waterproof to 33 feet deep, the videos underwater won't be in focus. For those of you who do want to film underwater clips, you'll want to use the dive case, and that'll allow you to get clear shots underwater with the X3. But for now, just choose a subject and let's get your camera set up. Now that you've thought about a subject, let's get your camera ready to record. Now the first thing you need to know about using the Insta360 X3 is that you need to protect these lenses at all times, because these lenses are exposed, and that's actually your camera's eye to record whatever you're going to record. If you get any scratches on those lenses, it can show up in your shot and ruin your camera. So the first thing you want to do is just know to protect those lenses. Now there's a couple ways to do that, and I like to just keep the camera inside of this case that came with the X3. And I find that's just the easiest way to protect those lenses. Anytime I'm not using it, I'll just slide the camera in here like this and have those lenses protected. And then when I'm ready to record, I'll just pull the camera out of the case and the camera's ready to record. Now the reason I like to do this is because I'm real particular about image quality, and I don't really want anything on top of those lenses that's gonna detract from the image quality of the camera. I'd prefer to just be a little more cautious with my camera, but another option you can use is the sticky lens guards. And these are lens guards that you can stick over the front of your camera. They're little plastic lens guards, and they're going to protect the camera lenses. So if your camera falls over, for example, your lenses are going to be protected. That lens guard will just get scratched, which you can replace. There's also some third-party premium lens guards that are made, but until Insta360 releases their premium lens guards, I wouldn't recommend using those. And those are more high-quality lens guards. And Insta360 will come out with some soon, I'm sure. So check the link in the video description below. If they're available, I'll have that in the link there. Another option is you can get Insta360 Care, which is Insta360's repair and replacement program, but it's $39, and they'll repair or replace your camera once within a year. So then you don't really have to worry about it. If you break your lenses, they'll just replace it. And that's kind of easy. You can get the highest quality and not have to worry so much. But you do need to sign up for Insta360 Care right when you buy your camera or within 3 days of buying the camera. Okay, now that you know about protecting the lenses, let's just turn your camera on. So you just press the power button on the side of the camera here, and the X3 will power on. It'll take a second to turn on. Once the camera powers on, I just want to make sure you're in the right video mode, because we're going to record a 360 video. So just tap on the icon in the bottom left corner of the screen here. It shows a video camera, hopefully. Look on your screen, it should say 360 at the top. And if you don't see video mode, just scroll sideways until you see video mode. Now that's going to record a 360 full spherical video, which is really fun to edit. If you look at the bottom by the icon, there's a little settings here. It says 5.7K 30. If you tap on that, you can see that's where you change the resolution, which is basically like the size of the video, and also the frame rate, which allows for slow motion. But right now we're going to go with the highest quality video possible on this camera. Then you're going to swipe down from the top of the screen to get back into the recording screen. There's also some settings here. If you swipe over from the side of the screen, you'll see there's auto and manual. And as you learn about the camera more, you're going to want to use some manual settings to get the highest quality videos. But for now, auto is going to be good for you just to get started. And obviously I've got all of this in my book if you want to learn more about which settings to use to affect certain things depending on what you're shooting. Like ISO, for example, is one where you can really affect the image quality. One more thing you're going to want to do is attach your camera to a pole. So I have the Insta360 114 centimeter selfie stick here, and I'm just going to screw the camera on using this mount on the bottom of the camera. Super easy, you just screw it in using that 1/4 inch thread there. Now my camera's mounted. So make sure you get a nice handle. I like this one, it's cheap, it's pretty strong, and it extends out so you can get more distance from yourself to film those 360 shots. In step 3, now it's time to record a video. I'm just gonna have you record first one single 360 video. So all you need to do to record a video, your camera's set up now, you can extend the selfie stick out as far as comfortable. The further the better, just to get the nice distance from yourself for those shots. And then press this button here with the circle, that's the shutter button. When you press that once, your camera's gonna start recording. And when you're done recording, you can press it again and the camera will save the file to your micro SD card that's in the camera. Now, you should record about a minute for this first clip, just so we have some video to work with when we go to edit. So as you're filming, you can just, if you're filming your subject, you can follow along your subject, you can move the camera around. When you get more distance on your shots, that's gonna give you more of like an aerial type view. Whereas if you just hold it out steady, it's gonna be more of waist view. So you can just kind of move your camera around and you'll see when we go to edit it, how that's gonna affect your shots. Also, there's a lot of filming techniques that you can use to make your videos look better as you record. And obviously I have all those in the book for you, so you can just check that out when you get the book. But for now, just go ahead and hold the camera however is comfortable. Just try to keep it kind of steady so that it's not a lot of movement in the camera. It's just gonna give you better videos straight out of the camera. So when you record a 360 video, it's recording out of both of these lenses, and it's gonna stitch them together so that you won't see what's in the middle here, and that's why the pole disappears on your shots. But it's also different when you're filming 360 videos, especially if you filmed a lot with regular cameras, because usually you need to point that lens in the direction you want to be looking. However, with a 360 camera, you can basically hold your camera anywhere, and even though the camera's straight out from me like this, it's still pointing at me, it's pointing everywhere, so you're getting that full 360 sphere. So it definitely takes a little getting used to when you first start recording with these. One more tip for you is that as you record, even if you think you're just going to be recording things in front of you, like say you're recording your friend, for example, it's always nice to have a good face on in case you decide to reframe the shot and point back at you. Because a lot of times I will find myself like focusing and kind of grimacing at the camera, but it kind of loses that possibility of reframing it if you're making a bad face. So it's always nice to smile. It's just going to help give you more flexibility when you go to edit. Next, I'm going to show you another fun mode to play with. So next I'm going to show you how to record a bullet time clip. And you've probably seen these videos where the camera's rotating around the subject in super slow motion. They look really cool and they're a fun addition to any video. There are tons of great modes on the X3, but this is just one of the favorites, and I can also show you how it auto edits it for you, which is a really cool feature. To film a bullet time shot, you just need to go into the modes and change over to bullet time mode. So where your icons are here on the screen, just tap that and scroll sideways. Make sure you're in the 360 modes. Scroll sideways until you see bullet time. And then you can tap on that, and now you're in bullet time mode. The thing is though, to record a bullet time shot, you do kind of need a bullet time accessory. If you don't have one, you can just go ahead and record your second clip as another 360 video, just for the purpose of this tutorial. But there's a couple bullet time accessories that are really cool. This is the multi-function bullet time handle here. So it works as like a little tripod, but it's also got a screw on the side where you can attach your selfie stick like this. Now your camera is sideways to the handle. Then you can unscrew this, extend your camera out, and spin your camera around to get those bullet time shots. Another bullet time accessory you can use is the bullet time cord. This is a fun little accessory. The cord just comes out and your camera's attached to that, so you're just swinging it around on a string. So once you're ready to record, just press the record button here with the circle. Have your camera extended out. Even though it's recording right now and not spinning around, when you bring it into the app, it'll edit that part out, which is a pretty cool feature. Now you can just swing your camera around. You want to do about 1 rotation per second, and it's going to automatically slow that down and edit it for you. So you don't want to do it too fast, and do it kind of steady. There's also some other tricks you can do. You can walk forward. You can just do a few things to make it have more action. You can follow it around. Just have fun with it and play with it. When you're done recording, press the shutter button again to stop recording. Also, now would be a great time to subscribe to my channel, turn on notifications so you can be the first to know about more videos that come out. Now that you've recorded 2 clips, let's bring them in and edit them, and I'll show you how to do that. So you can use the Insta360 app on your phone, or you can also use Insta360 Studio on a computer. A lot of people like to use the Insta360 app on their phones just because it's convenient and it's on their phone. Plus it has some little trick shots like shot labs. But if you're looking for higher resolution outputs, like 4K for example, you can do it on a computer in Insta360 Studio. But I'm just going to show you today here on the Insta360 app just because it's nice and convenient and easy to start with. So it's really easy to reconnect the X3 to the Insta360 app on your phone or your tablet. Just go ahead and tap the power mode button on the side of the camera, turn your camera on first, and then open up the Insta360 app on your phone or your tablet. And make sure down here you go to Album, and that's going to allow you to see the camera's files that are on the micro SD card. and go to this little icon here. It shows a camera with a Wi-Fi signal. When you tap on that, it's going to connect to your camera. You might just need to say tap to wake up and it's going to connect. Once the X3 is connected to the Insta360 app, you'll see these little thumbnails here that show all the clips that are on your camera's micro SD card. And you'll see a little icon next to the clips. It'll show the clip that you recorded in bullet time by that little bullet time icon next to it. First, let's just do a quick edit of the 360 video clip that you recorded. So tap on that icon for that video clip there, and it's going to start playing it. I'm just going to tap the screen to push pause and show you a couple little tools here. You have a few options at the top here. You've got auto, where it will go in and auto analyze your video and pull out some different clips from your video and auto edit them for you. And then you can just select those and see if you like them and use them as you wish. Another option is to use the snap wizard, where you actually can record the screen the way you're moving it here just by manually moving the screen with your fingers or by moving your phone, and that's just going to record those movements. So that's one way to edit your footage, but it depends what you're editing. It can be a little bit hard to track. But the tools I really want to show you here are the edit tools. So just tap on this edit right here. That's going to give you the most creative freedom for when you go to edit your videos. Now the first thing you want to do is just select what kind of aspect ratio you want, which is the shape of your videos. So you've got 9:16 selected here. You'll see it's a vertical video, which fits well in, say, Instagram stories, for example. So you've got widescreen, you've got square, and you've also got more of a cinematic look. I'm going to go ahead and choose the widescreen just to change it up here. The next thing you might want to do is just trim the beginning and end of your video depending on what you recorded, but you can just tap on this trim tool, and that allows you to trim certain portions of your video. Say just the end or the beginning or both, and then it'll tell you how long your clip is right here after you trim it. I'm just going to tap the check mark to make those changes. And then the next thing you want to do is the basics of 360 editing, which is adding keyframes. When you press on this little plus symbol here, that adds a keyframe to your video of all the composition changes that you make. So whatever look you're going for, just kind of get your video first, how you want it to look in the beginning of it. We'll take this, for example, and zoom out a little. And you can adjust these after you add the keyframe too, but you kind of get it close to what you want, and then tap the plus, it's going to add a keyframe. And once you do, you'll see that there's more options here. There's some preset lenses. There's also different options down here. If you want to adjust it more, just go ahead and adjust it, but then make sure you tap on the update keyframe when you're done with that. Otherwise, it won't save those changes. Now go to the end of your video or another point in your video. You can add as many keyframes as you want, but I'm just going to add one right here. And then change your composition if you want to go, for example, you want to zoom in, go right here. You can zoom in and then add another keyframe. And now when you play your video, it's going to move from the composition in the first keyframe to the composition in the second. So it's going to zoom in throughout this shot. Now you'll see that I went out of the frame. So there's another tool you can use if your subject's moving around a lot or if you move your camera a lot, which is called the deep track, and you can actually track a subject. So you just want to make sure there's no keyframes in the way because it'll stop tracking when it runs into a keyframe. But then you just can actually hold down on the screen here and it'll say drag to pick your subject, and then you try to drag from one corner over to the next over your subject. Push start tracking and it's going to track your subject as the video plays. So this is a lot easier way to track a subject as your video is playing, especially if your subject's moving around a lot. And whenever you're done with that portion of the clip, you can push stop tracking, and that portion is saved here, and you'll see there's like a little yellow overlay over the portion that was tracked. When you push play now you see the subject's being tracked. So that's a really cool tool. There's a lot of other tools here. Obviously I have all of these editing tools and more tricks and stuff in my book, which you can check out as a great reference. But I just want to show you a quick little basics so you can understand how this works. And then when you're done, you can just click on download if you want to save it into the Insta360 media library, which I'm going to do now. I'm just going to say the trim clip. Then it'll save it into the Insta360 library, so if your phone's not connected, you can still go ahead and edit that. If you don't want to save it to your phone, say you want to save on storage, you can just go ahead and turn on the camera, connect it again, and those changes will be there when you go back to edit. You'll see that's saving to the phone now, but I'm going to go into the bullet time clip real quick and show you how that worked. So if you tap on one of the bullet time clips that you recorded, you'll see that it's automatically edited off the beginning of the video before I started rotating the camera. So it's auto edited for you, it's already in slow motion. You can see just like that. Now the cool thing is you can just go ahead and choose the aspect ratio here, and that'll actually change the aspect ratio. The auto edited bullet time clip is not in 360, so you can't rotate around the clip, but it's already ready for you because it's got that slow motion rotating around you. And you can also use those other tools or trim out certain portions of the clip like I just showed you. And then when you're done, you can just say download, and that'll save that trimmed clip over to your Insta360 media library. Then real quickly, if you want to go ahead and mix those two clips together, you can just go into the stories here. You create a story, and this is where you can mix multiple clips together. So I'll go ahead and mix these two clips together. I'll just tap on that one, and tap on that one, go next. And this is the space where you can bring in music and titles and mix the clips together and add some more fun stuff. So that's the basics of editing a quick clip here on your Insta360 X3. Super nice, super simple, and it's all here in the app. When you're done making these changes here, you can just export it and you've got a little edited multi-clip video. I really hope this video helped you guys get a feel for the 360 camera and decide if you think it's something for you. I've got the book, which is a great reference. You can check out the link for that in the video description below. And also, if you haven't bought the X3 yet, there's a link there for you with an extra bonus in it if you buy it through that link. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned and see you next time.